So first things first, we've got Acrobatic Silky up here. So a lot of these are going to be the yokai, it seems, up first. And the yokai, unlike the aliens, the yokai usually get some kind of, Demon Slayer-esque like backstory towards the end of it, where we have to redeem the villain in some way, shape, or form, or just understand how they got this way. And I think Acrobatic Silky for a lot of people is like that big moment where like like you're reading dandadan, you're like, oh wow, like I didn't think this was gonna make me cry. Like I didn't think this was gonna fuck me up, because like her story is like one of the saddest stories, and like that one scene of her doing like the dancing on the rooftop, I think I've seen everybody and their mother post on Twitter at some point during their dandadan read through.
Yeah, it's hard, man. So it's hard to like, I kind of want to put her in S tier. I don't know if this is already setting the benchmark. I think at minimum it's A, because I think now, I don't know if you're going to readjust later on. If this is a one and done, I'm okay with putting it in S, but A, I think is like I wouldn't go any lower than A. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think her backstory is tragic. I think personally for me, when I was reading the manga, that's the first time now where it's like, okay, cool, Turbo Granny was one thing, here's this wacky, kooky story, and then you read like that backstory, and I'm like, wow, this shit is fucking deep. I didn't know dandadan was gonna get deep, Literally. And they consistently do that with these characters. I laughed when you said Demon Slayer backstories. It's the truth, So like when we get to Umbrella Boy Unji, right? Like,
oh gosh,
yeah, dude, that whole backstory is just horrible, So yeah, I don't know about you. I think Acrobatic Silky's an A.
Yeah, minimum. I completely agree. At least an A, maybe move up to an S. Yeah, I think Acrobatic Silky is like such a great follow-up arc to like Turbo Granny and like everything, and it happens right before the main like Serpoan arc too. So it's like just like it like you said, it shows you what you're getting into with this series almost immediately, and you kind of see glimpses of it like a little bit with like we're about to get into like the Earthbound Spirit Crab, which isn't really one of the most memorable, but you see like in the beginning where it's like, oh, like it's a spirit made up of all the murdered women that Turbo Granny was trying to save. Like you see a little bit of it, but you're right. Acrobatic Silky is the first time where you're like, oh wow, this series can be something that I didn't expect it to be, which is like the series that's all about the, getting Okarun's testicles back. Like you're like, I did not expect this from this kind of manga. So yeah, I agree, it's an A. Even like the short little fight and like everything that they have with Okarun and Momo, and like her connection to Ira, and like the way that Ira ends up just using her powers later. I think she served her purpose. Like it really is one of those like tried and true, really good second arcs that like really paves the way for the rest of the series. And then like Earthbound Spirit Crab, I kind of mentioned it a little bit, like the backstory of it being like all of the murdered girls that Turbo Granny was saving. And I think like as like an introduction to the series, it works really well. But like, do you have any thoughts?
Nothing much. I mean, I feel like
your face, you were like,
right?
Not about this fucking crab. No.
Yeah, just the crab. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's like D or F tier worthy. I mean, yeah, it's an introduction to the series of what we are about to jump into. I think C is fine. Yeah.
This video is sponsored by Gamer Sups. Listen, if you need an energy drink that's gonna keep you going throughout the day while also not making you crash, and at the same time it's giving you a bunch of vitamins like C, D, and even some nootropics to keep you energized, that's Gamer Sups for you. The reason why they're super cool is because not only if you've never tried them before, they'll give you a free sample if you use my code NOOP, they'll also just give you 10% off your order if you use the code anyway. Try some flavors from your favorite anime like JoJo's or Darling in the Franxx. Again, use my link in the description or code NOOP for 10% off your order, or if you're a new customer, go get some free samples on me and I guarantee you'll be buying some more. Thank you GamerSups for sponsoring the channel. So I guess with that being said, I'm assuming you probably have way more to say about the evil eye going forward.
Yeah, the evil eye, man, another twisted backstory. I mean, we come off the cusp of Acrobatic Silky, and we're like, wow, this is a mother who dealt with everything, and she got this horrible hand. And then we look at a little boy who got tied to a post and was burned alive by lava, or what, it was, a fire or something like that.
Yeah, lava.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't get any more graphic than that. So you can see why this vengeful spirit is really pissed off at these, at the Gito family. So yeah, I'm not too crazy about like the look, right? Like the little tall dangling, like, I don't know. I think it fits the aesthetic of like a creepy spirit for sure. But
the design definitely peaks when he possesses Gigi for sure. The regular yokai form is a little
Yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say. I don't know if you got any more thoughts on
yeah, I mean,
dude.
You kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, its backstory is just, again, you know, the classic dandadan, like having just, the thing about dandadan is it's not sad just to be sad. Like, there is definitely meaning and depth to a lot of the stories that Yukinobu like puts in, like the idea of the evil eye representing what can happen when just, you know, small villages or small towns or just like, you know, neighborhoods of people are not only just like easily fall into like old traditions and how they can easily like get, you know, swayed just to save themselves from a volcano, which wasn't even actually saving them. They were sacrificing, you know, willing to sacrifice children and strip away children of their like innocence and their childhood. It was just sad. What I do like about the evil eye too is you see like, especially after he possesses Gigi and as he continues on in the story, like, it's so cool in my opinion how much you can tell like he is just a kid. Like, when he's just inside of Gigi, he just wants to play. He just wants to have fun. Like, he only ends up agreeing to, like, fight Okarun on every Tuesday because he has fun fighting Okarun. All right, I'm willing to put off world domination for now. And then, like, as he grows, like, he will, like, accidentally show up and possess Gigi during a school day. And what does he do? He just, like, goes out his day through school and, like, draws random shit and just, like, drinks chocolate milk. Like, he is just a kid at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're all the way caught up and if you've been reading weekly, but the development that he's just recently gotten has just been absolutely like huge, that now like he's not just like being this kid and like doing and like kind of being a somewhat ally. Like, now he's even like starting to like consider these people his family almost, which is like insane.
Yeah, and it's cool that you basically tame this like young vengeful spirit, because Turbo Granny is like, yeah, this is how strong this person is, this the spirit is as a kid. Yeah, you don't want to see it what it's going to be fully matured. And I think the latest chapters of like basically Gigi and the relationship he has with the evil eye now, it's like, cool. I expect like another 2 more power-ups, assuming, you know, dandadan, you know, continues more and more, right? Like, as the story develops, I can see like even another transformation that, you know, down the road during the climax of this series.
100%.
Right, because I feel like it'd be a bit of a missed opportunity if we don't see what a fully mature evil eye spirit can be. But I don't know, I guess we jumping into the semantics of timelines and all that stuff. But either or, I think it's cool that, you know, this is basically Gohan. Gohan has a lot of potential, so I can't wait to see how Gohan develops.
That's so funny. Gigi literally, Gigi and Evil Eye working together was something that was definitely great to see. And yeah, I think Evil Eye has been great. I don't know if you'd be willing to give, I mean, like, I don't know if that'd be our first S tier. What do you think?
Ooh, you want him in S tier?
I really like the Evil Eye in the grand scheme of dandadan. Like, not as like, I don't know if I'd put Evil Eye as like an S tier in like overall fiction, but like I think is like in the grand scheme of dandadan, it's probably he's probably one of the top, you know, probably one of the top tier characters. No, but I'm maybe I don't know.
Okay,
at least an A. At least
there's some blazing going on. I like him. I don't like him that much, but. I think he's A. I think he's a solid A.
Okay.
I think he's a solid A. If you want to put him in S tier, this is your live stream. So.
Okay, you know what?
I think he's A. I think he's A.
I think A is reliable.
But yeah.
But what?
No. I was gonna say if we can jump into the next character.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's hear it.
So this is what makes dandadan interesting, because like I think the slit mouth woman is S tier. Because this is a crazy spirit that came out of nowhere that fucks shit up. This was something that we see in the beginning of the Space Globalist arc, thinking it was kind of like a nonsensical spirit. And then, you know, throughout the course of the arc is like telling Momo, like, hey, if you don't confess your love to Okarun, I'm basically just gonna like kill you both or whatever. So it's like, okay, I kind of take her threat seriously. We see a very small Demon Slayer flashback story of like, okay, something happened with this woman and this is why she's weird and twisted and demented. But she was in her own little pocket space, just minding her own business. And then when the Kerr and that entire alien race came to the planet Earth, dude, she literally one-shotted all of them with her own domain expansion. That mirror is crazy.
She is like the strongest yokai. Like you feel that, like literally like just controlled like almost every mirror in like the entire like city, and then just like took the entire space globalist, the Kerr invasion in one shot, just punched them all, trapped them in, like unreal. Yeah, like that. You're so right. Like Reiko Kashima, like, she's just one of those like random additions and one of those things in dandadan where just like it's so unpredictable. You just you don't know where it's coming, why it's even there, but like when it actually pays off, it's so satisfying. Like it's so funny because like it starts off so randomly with her and Vamola getting haunted by her and Momo getting cursed and everything like that, and it becomes such an issue, and then the space globalist arc just takes so much precedence that it's like you almost like completely forget about her, right? And even Momo does, and then once it's time, she's like, wait a minute, what time is it? And then they realize it's nighttime when the invasion's going on, and she's like, oh shit. And like, yeah, I do love that, like obviously you don't see the entire flashback, we just kind of see glimpses of what happened to her, so we can only imagine why she became the crazy yokai that she is. But when you're right, when she's like, you better confess your love to Okarun, because at the end of the day, what that flashback might have represented, it's like, hey, you don't know what's gonna happen, like you better confess your love now and be in love with Okarun now, because you have no idea what you guys are gonna get into. And you can literally see that happening almost like right now, where they're kind of like they admitted their feelings to each other, but now they're like putting off making things official because they're like, oh, we have to wait for the right moment, blah blah blah. And then like now, like Momo's small, she might be forgotten, like there's so much shit going on, like they're so completely separated. It's just it's crazy to me to think like, what if she ever comes back, because she's not gone, she's still just around. Like she could still literally come back in some way, shape, or form as just a plot device. Like I wouldn't even be mad.
To me, I think she's like the first S tier. I don't know. Well, I did say Acrobatic Silky earlier too, but I don't know. I guess now I'm looking at this like a power scaling thing. So as a character overall, like, I think her design is a little goofy. It is a little weird, right? The slit mouth woman, right? That's
it's a unique take on the slit mouth woman for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's another A tier for sure. How about you? Is this your first S tier, or
no? I think A tier. This is gonna be. I definitely. I would say as a character, I probably prefer Evil Eye over Reiko. But that's just. But you know what? Why I say that is because we have more time with Evil Eye. I'm sure if like Reiko Kashima became like an ally or something, I'd probably feel the exact same,
Okay.
But I guess Fairy Tail Card is up next, and we both kind of talked about how we like the Danmanra arc, and Fairy Tail Card, I think as a villain, was exceptional. I think he was the most cunning and evil,
troublesome.
Most cunning and evil spirit that the Dandadan protagonist team had dealt with up till that point. Like the Space Globalist was like, the Serpoans are kind of goofy, they're a threat, definitely. You shouldn't underestimate them, but they are kind of goofy. Like the Space Globalist was like the first real alien threat, and then I believe the Danmanra showed us what a real yokai threat can actually be, outside of the Evil Eye, of course. But again, Evil Eye was just a child, like you said. The Fairy Tail Card is a full-fledged, fully formed evil spirit.
Yeah, the Fairy Tail Card is cunning. He's sinister, and I believed in every moment that like what he was trying to declare and do. Like I fully believed it. It wasn't like a half-assed thing. He wasn't trying to be cheeky with the characters, right? Kind of like how Turbo Granny is with like Momo and Okarun, right? Like they just have that dynamic, right? The Fairy Tail Card is just pure evil. So evil, in fact, he almost basically he basically like zapped Unji of all of his strength, and then when he had the opportunity to seize and jump onto Rin to take over her body, right? Before like that like faltered. Dude, he's an opportunist. Like if he can take it and he can win, he's gonna do it. And I think it's a crazy feat to say Saint Germain could not take him by himself and needed the combined strength of everyone to put him down.
Literally, it is just like, it's such a tense and high stakes moment that no one would have been able to handle on their own. Not even Count Saint Germain was able to handle that shit. And when he's a character and a half. Yeah, I think Fairy Tail Card was absolute peak villain and was one of the best. Like, he's so manipulative, the way that he completely rearranges the Danmanra box to be a children's card, like a children's card game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged just lives in my head rent free. A children's board game box, and like, it's the fact that like Daiki like got trapped in there, and it was like he was able to survive, and he was stuck there. He just aged in the world, and he literally, like you said, he's an opportunist. Like he's like, all right, this guy is pointless, threw him out so he could convince other people to come inside. And then as soon as he got people that would actually help him, he then threw out all the useless people again. He said, I don't fucking need you guys. You guys are gonna help me. I got people that I need now. So he was very, very smart, very intelligent. It shows you how like manipulative and like dangerous evil spirits can actually be. Because again, we've only dealt with such a low level up until this point.
Yeah, and you know what's wild? I didn't even think about it until you said it earlier indirectly, is that like the current events of the story is ongoing because of the consequences of Danmanra. Yeah. Right? Like, Momo is small, Unji's blind, the Daiki's like getting old as fuck, and we still don't know the solution, and this is more or less coming from the Fairy Tail card.
Yeah, we're still feeling the fluctuations of what he's done to this day. Like, that's how like crazy his impact was, that like even though he's technically gone, the effects of what he's done are still felt, which is like, yeah, it shows you how fucked, and like I said, an actual evil spirit can be when they have full reigns and full power.
Arguably the best antagonist so far?
I think so. Well, so personally, I would probably say, even though we haven't found out everything about him, there's just something about Count Saint Germain, man. He is I don't know where you sit. I know some people in the community don't even think he's actually a villain, and they think he's just like, he's the good guy secretly, and just everything bad seemingly happens to be fake pointing to him. I don't know where you sit on that, but
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll talk about it when we get to him. But what are you feeling for the Fairy Tail card?
Fairy Tail card, I don't know if I would give him an S either. I just feel like So if we were to put him in A as well, you're honestly telling me.
Okay, you know what? Maybe he's high A. Like, now I look at like everyone we have. Look, I will throw you a bone if you want to put Evil Eye.
Thank you. I was just about to say that.
For the overall package, that's fine.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, I like what we have right now. Okay.
I like it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just looking at Evil Eye next to the three that were like we said, like, are all really good villains, but like Evil Eye just has like the character that goes along with it for sure, I think.
No, that's fine. Yeah. He's more of a complete package. I agree.
Do you think the same can be said for Futa, or whatchamacallit, Umbrella Boy?
Crazy backstory. Arguably the best one, and by best I mean the most tragic.
I agree.
Right? I mean, like, Acrobatic Silky is like definitely one of the most memorable ones. I feel like this one is insane too. And I think this one hits a little close to home of maybe the commentary that, like, we know with the Japanese workforce, and how, hey, like, overworking and overstressing, like that's not a problem. And it's like, no, we see firsthand this guy literally overworked himself to death. As a result, now the mom is struggling with these two kids who are optimistic, who had a bright future. And then, what happens when society and, life beats you up? The mom almost wanted to take her and her son out after the drowning of their, her youngest son.
Good Lord. It took him on like a dog's last day too, bro. Like, it's insane to me. Like, oh, you want to go to the amusement park? You want to go to, we're not going to need any of this money where we're going. No worries. Like, let's just fucking have a blasty blast today. Fucking, and just to the cut to him like smiling, and then he's like fucking crying as he's like trying to pull his mom off of him. She's dragging him onto the train tracks. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
it's crazy, man.
I remember
that whole
reading
backstory is messed up.
fucking insane. And it's no
Yeah, and you can
surprise
tell
something
this
like
thing
that would
like
make a yokai, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
yeah. No. I was just saying, like, and even the kid, like, when he drowned or whatever, he's like, dude, like, he had fucking like water shoes, and that was the thing that made him happy with an umbrella. It's like, man, that's the innocence of children at its core right there. And he got bullied by a bunch of little fucks, dude,
Kids
to the
are
point where like
awful.
he now was chasing it. Dude, I hate kids. I don't want to know what it's like being some fucking 12-year-old kid right now in 2025, man. Good luck.
Yeah, dude.
But
Fuck that.
tragic backstory. I think even the concept of the yokai and the umbrella, what a neat idea. I like how the powers work. I like how the character looks. Maybe it's not a whole complete package like the Evil Eye, but I definitely rank it up there.
So I guess my question would be: would you attribute the backstory to both him and Unji, or do you attribute it just to one of the characters? Like if we're using that as a tier list, like do we put Brella Boy in A because his entire full package is A worthy, or do we like what? Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't mind putting them as a 2 and 1. Right?
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Cool. I know some people watching this might be like, oh my god, they're just giving everybody A's, but I genuinely think
don't
have,
worry. There's some C tiers. Don't worry, we'll get to them.
I think we even have like maybe not a C tier, but we definitely have a non-A personally coming up right now. I don't know. I like Rin Sawaki. I like her story, but I feel like compared to everyone else, hers is definitely the least interesting. Personally, I don't care about the spark. What is it? Was the fucking band from Dine Darko Sparkle Motion? I don't care about the girl pop idol, car accident story. I'm sorry. It's sad.
The whole her name is that little the little thing's called Cowabunga. Something Cowabunga. Oh, my
Cowabunga. Yeah, my Cowabunga.
Yeah. I don't care. This is the first time in dandadan, like, when we got to, like, I like that arc, right? Because it was basically Mad Max, the Busserman, right? I think in my head it's fun, but like the culmination of like Rin as a character, and albeit she also had a sad backstory, but like her transformation, it's kind of the thing I have a problem with Fire Force, with what's her name, Tamaki, where it's like, oh, like my abilities is like whipping out my tits because I just have like bad luck I give to my opponents or something like that. She's an idol and it's like revealing, and it's not like the worst gimmick, but like it's just too fan servicey for me. And I know like dandadan has fan service, but it's always like nice and subtle, right? Like the nurse, ultimate fan service. I love it. She's hot. She's S tier, dude. Over Evil Eye any day of the week, But with Rin, it just, I don't know, like, oh my god, I'm like half naked, and oh my god, I don't like this, but like here I am, just like I don't care.
I feel that. I completely agree.
I think I think it's like it's not my cup of tea, and maybe people I know there's probably people who would probably rank her higher, but to me, I think it's like B. It doesn't offend me that much, but it offends me enough to say like I can't give it an A.
Yeah, and I think her yokai edition really doesn't add much to the protagonist. She's kind of just annoying. She kind of just disagrees with everyone and just talks shit. She talks shit with Turbo Granny. Like, it's nice to have Turbo Granny. Granny is refreshing because she's just funny. But like having two characters like that, like I feel like they don't bounce off to get. I just like, all right, now you're just. We have too many of you now. Now it feels like too many people are involved in this group. But yeah, I think B. Like I like this. I like her story. I think I agree with you where the power is kind of like meh for Rin in general. But I think the backstory is okay. But yeah, I think she's a B. Honestly, you know what? I think her being annoying. I don't know. But I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
you want to put her in C? Honestly, yeah, put her in C. Yeah, I totally forgot how much she because I'm rereading not the latest arc, the Kazuki Knives arc, and there's a point when she's in the auditorium with Ira, and they're trying to save Koki. Yeah, even when Rin was like in, when she was like headless for a while, here's Cowabunga fucking just shit talking Ira the whole time, like, oh hey skank, like I'm crying and like Rin needs help and blah blah blah. And again, it's done for laughs, which is fine. But when I'm reading that and you're in a desperate moment where like your owner is quite literally fucked, you're still trying to shit talk to me? Nah, bro. Get your ass out of here, dude.
I feel
B
that
tier,
completely.
yeah.
Play ball with the team or fucking just go somewhere. You know, don't hang out with us then.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on the last couple of yokai here, and obviously we've got Turbo Granny, but we can save her for last just because we've got some, you know, easy, you know, layups here. Not too much to discuss.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the pygmies? I mean, obviously we'll get to Koki, you know, like as a whole later. Like I love her character. I think she was a great addition. As for the pygmies as a whole, I think, you know, they make sense. They're a nice little, you know, addition to the yokai roster, but I think as a whole, they're kind of just there, you know. They kind of don't really do much.
Yeah. I think now, it makes more sense for Mai to be C tier and the pygmy to be B. Like, like B is like a potential category. They're like, I'm curious about them. We've seen what they can do, and they have some unique things, and hopefully, like, you know, we can see more of them. So.
Yeah, I do like that they were there for Koki in her, you know, in her times of need, you know, when she didn't have anybody, that they kind of like the whole idea that like they're unseen, they're forgotten about, and like they were able to like relate to Koki because she felt unseen and forgotten. You know, I kind of like that whole idea. It ties well to her character. So yeah, I like you said, they're okay, and they don't annoy me like Mai does, and like Earthbound Spirit Crab is just like there. He's just honestly, Earthbound Spirit Crab didn't even need to be there. I feel like they could have just made Turbo Granny OP, and like the story could have been the exact same. So yeah. Hana and Taro are kind of the exact same. I kind of feel like they don't annoy me. They're a fun little like gag little moment in the story. I think they're cool, and like they have a nice little funny love story that gets a chuckle out of me. So I'm okay with them. I don't know if you have anything to add, but that's about it. As I feel, I would honestly probably put them in like C tier because they're just so the background. But
I wouldn't say B. They're definitely like high C to me. You know, like they're fine. They're fine. You know, I think we're probably done with them too, right? Like I'm sure we'll see them here and there, but in terms of, you know, their introduction and how they contributed in the Curse House arc, like even leading up to the Evil Eye arc, I think that's cool. You know, when we had the rock band, and you know, like Gigi's body was still within that guy, but it's fine. Like they serve their purpose for the arc, and that's it.
Exactly. Fine. Honestly, looking at this now, I'm like, do we move Earthbound Spirit Crab down to like a D as like just fodder? Like, but like, I'm like, is that too mean? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think fine.
So I guess to finish off the yokai, we've got Turbo Granny here. I mean, I love Turbo Granny. I think she's since she was introduced, she's been a great addition to the cast. I love that she is like almost like the guide like character where she's able to help the characters and give them information on yokai or things, even though she kind of like is unwilling to do so. She has the convenient, you know, ability to give Yukino Butatsu the option of writing in plot conveniences whenever he needs to, just based off of her yokai ability. So like, I like it. And honestly, I didn't realize how much I loved Turbo Granny until she left, and I was like, damn, this is sad. This shit hurts. Let me know your thoughts.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I think Turbo Granny's S tier. Like, she is dandadan. Like I have so much fun with Turbo Granny. There's not a single moment, especially when she shit talks as a little cat, where I'm not laughing. You know, like I think everything about Turbo Granny just, man, like Yukino Utatsu, I think really nailed this character, and I love how dandadan got a lot exposure because of the anime, of course, but like when I even see it, like I know what happens in the anime because I read the manga, and I still laugh out loud when I see Turbo Granny just shit talk to these people. And we know because she's been gone, like I can't wait to know her relationship with Saint Germain, if we talk about him next, with like, okay, like she calls him the old geezer and she's the grandma, so like what dynamic do we have between these two that, you know, is gonna unravel here for the story?
Super true. Like that is like one of the biggest things that like I can't wait to get some kind of connection on. And like once the Kozuki knife saga started and she left, one of the biggest like theories or like just like things that I've been predicting is gonna happen is like, I definitely feel like, and I'm hoping it doesn't, but I definitely feel like Turbo Granny and Count Saint Germain might end up like fighting in some way, shape, or form. Because one thing that I think a lot of people forget is Turbo Granny is a fucking problem. Turbo Granny is a very powerful yokai that I think because she spent so much time in the cat form, people don't remember that like she literally had Momo, Seiko, and Okarun like by the balls, and like the only reason she didn't kill them was because I'm pretty sure they had what she needed at some point. I don't remember exactly what it was. It's been so long since I've seen the beginning. But like there's that moment when like one of them is taking the shit, takes over Okarun's body, fucking almost gives Seiko, she's like, I can literally put your grandma in cardiac arrest right now. She's like, don't fuck around with me. She's like, people forget how actually dangerous Turbo Granny is like as a spirit. So I think like saying that someone would be able to like fight someone like Count Saint Germain, or at least have some kind of confrontation in general, but I think she would be of all the people to do it. Like I know a lot of people are theorizing that she may even be coming now because, you know, we need someone that can run fast, but I don't know if that will come true or not. But yeah, I think her reintroduction into the story is going to be integral for sure with her, whatever her relationship with Count Saint Germain ends up being.
I agree. You know, that is probably one of the most memorable panels, not in dandadan, but to me, like that whole like freaky eyeball thing coming out right in the bathroom, right? Like, dude, that panel is like very surreal. I loved how it came out.
So I think S tier. I think S tier for sure, without a doubt, without a doubt. One of the, like you said, a staple character of dandadan. Definitely part of the reason why it like its popularity is rising for sure. She's an icon.